So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K24 Next Gen. In today's video, we are back with another episode of our Throwback Rebuild series, and today it's the 2019 Oklahoma City Thunder. A few days ago, I did a 2019 Los Angeles Clippers rebuild. Today, I had many people ask me to do kind of the other side prior to the blockbuster trade that sent Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to Oklahoma City and obviously sent Paul George to the LA Clippers. So today, we're going to have Russ, we're going to have PG. Real life, this was PG's second and final season in Oklahoma City. This was Russ's final season in Oklahoma City as well before the Clippers obviously decided to make that trade with the Thunder. And the Thunder went into tank mode and obviously ended up rebuilding to where they are today. So we're going to see if maybe history changes itself a little bit. We're going to talk about this dynamic duo that they are and hopefully get this team a championship. Let me know any other video ideas you guys want to see down below in the comment section. I've been really enjoying some of these throwback rebuilds that we've kind of slowly but surely gotten back into. It is a great way to kind of fill space as we all slowly but surely also await 2K25. So very much looking forward to the next month and seeing what you guys have for video ideas. Let's get into this one. At the beginning of the 2018-2019 NBA season, in real life, this team finished as a 6th seed in the Western Conference and then lost in 5 games to the Portland Trailblazers in round 1. If you guys remember that series, Damian Lillard hit a pretty clutch shot to send the Thunder packing. Go look it up. I'm sure you all remember it. All right, let's talk about this Thunder team. Of course, you can see we are very top-heavy with 2 superstars here in Russell Westbrook and Paul George. We'll talk about these specific players once we get to them. Here, starting out with Russell Westbrook. We're a few years removed from his MVP campaign. Overall-wise, had a pretty decent season for, his standards this year. In real life, he was not a great shooter of the basketball, but did a lot of things well as he does approach his age 30 season. Of course, after this season in real life, they ended up moving him over to the Houston Rockets. Dennis Schroeder, who's actually, I think, the 3rd highest overall player on this team. He's only 25 years old right now. I certainly don't hate the contract, and is probably going to be in a nice 6-man role for us here today. You got Raymond Felton, 71 overall, 34 years old. Not really going to be seeing the court, not really in my long-term plans. The shooting guard spot, that's not actually Terrence Ferguson. That is just a auto-generated 2K, user-created Terrence Ferguson. Terrence Ferguson obviously never turned into a star in the NBA or anything, but he is only 20 at a 75 overall. Same can be said about Hamidou Diallo, only 20 years old, similar 73 overall. We'll see what we want to do with him here today. Not very high expectations. Alex Abrinas and then Deonte Burton as well. So shooting guard is certainly something we're going to have to consider at some point in time. Paul George was absolutely fantastic. This was his second and, as I mentioned, final season with the Oklahoma City Thunder before they pulled off the 3 a.m. blockbuster trade to the Los Angeles Clippers. He finished 3rd in the MVP voting. He averaged almost 30 points a game, and he was just absolutely fantastic. It was one of the best seasons of his career. So I'm excited to see what we can do with him today. Of course, at 28 years old, similar age to Russell Westbrook. We hope we certainly don't see much regression, but we'll kind of take that on a year-by-year basis. TLC, Timothy Lawawu Carabo, or however the hell else you pronounce it. Yeah, I'm not very high on him or Abdel Nader or Claude Evans III, whoever the living hell that is. Power forward spot. We have a 24-year-old Jeremy Grant. He's basically an 80 overall. I love the contract, 2 years, about $17.5 million. So nice power forward option for us here. And we got Patrick. That's not Patrick Patterson, but it's a created mold of somebody who not really doesn't even look like Patrick Patterson. Then the center spot, Steven Adams, who's just always been Mr. Consistent. Only 25 right now. Nerlens Noel here as well. So that's the team. It's obviously, as I mentioned in the intro, kind of top heavy. You have 2 superstars here and then a little bit of a fall off. I mean, Dennis Schroeder, who is a solid NBA player, but he's just going to be coming off the bench for us. So something to consider as we are probably going to make a few trades before we kick off year 1. We're adding a little bit of an upgrade to our backup small forward spot. It's going to be a deal here with the Phoenix Suns. It's going to land us TJ Warren, who's on a 2-year, roughly $23 million contract. We're giving up basically nothing. Alex Abrinas and TLC. We're not losing this trade. So welcome to the team, TJ Warren. Excited to have him here. So Terrence Ferguson has 2.5 stars in value, and again, I know he's only 20, already a 75 overall, and is under contract for multiple years, but I'm not super high on him, and I don't really know why. Maybe just because he never turned out to be a really solid NBA player. Certainly could be maybe a fine role player for us here today, but we're just going to go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off and get a nice upgrade here and a deal with the Sacramento Kings that is going to land us Buddy Hield. I know it says he has 1 year left on his deal. He actually has a team option after this year, and I am also fully aware we are giving up a draft pick in this deal. Not my favorite thing in the world, but to get potentially our shooting guard for the entirety of this video, I'm certainly okay with it. Those are going to be the only two trades we end up making before we kick off year one here in Oklahoma City. We've obviously improved this roster a little bit. We ended up giving up one draft pick, acquiring a couple new rotation pieces that I think can greatly benefit this team. So here's how it's going to look. It's Russell Westbrook, Buddy Hield, who I think is going to be a fantastic fit next to Russ. Obviously, as I mentioned, Russ was not super great from beyond the arc this season, so hopefully a really good three-point shooter, and Buddy Hield can help him out a little bit. Got Paul George here at the 3, Jeremy Grant at the 4, then Steven Adams at my 5. Bench unit, we also improved a little bit. Schroeder will remain my 6 man, brought in TJ Warren. Got Nerlens Noel here, Patrick Patterson, and then Hamidou Diallo rounding out our 10 man. So certainly can maybe work on a little bit more quality depth as the video does go on, but overall wise, we were in a pretty good spot. This was a 49 win team in real life. They ended up as the 6th seed, as I mentioned, and lost in round 1. So our goal is to obviously, blow by that and hopefully be an actual contender. I'll see you guys at the end of year 1. I noticed the other day when I was rebuilding the Clippers that 2K is apparently a very big fan of this Thunder team, better than they were in real life. We were 67-15, a lot better than we were in real life. Not really sure how this is a 67-win team. I mean, we're certainly good, and maybe 55 wins would have been a nice season. Maybe felt like our ceiling, but no, we blew right past it. I'll take it. Giannis is your MVP. Luka Doncic, Rookie of the Year. Spencer Dinwiddie, your 6th man. Giannis also wins DPOY. Karis LeVert, Most Improved. And that's what I remember from year 1. I know that's not actually Billy Donovan. I don't know if he's just not in 2K he should be in 2K. He's the Bulls head coach. But you understand my point. I don't know. I remember that, and it feels very similar to how the Clippers rebuild went the other day. Standings. Is it a safe assumption we are the 1 seed? Well, it's not a safe assumption, as the 65-win Warriors are only 2 games behind us, and the 64-win Bucks take the 1 seed over there in the East. We got some battles ahead of ourselves, my friends. It is Paul George, Russell Westbrook. Buddy Hield was fantastic for us. 45% from the field. He shot about 43.5% from 3. Then it was Jeremy Grant, Schroeder, Adams, Warren, Noel, Diallo, and Patterson. Rebounds were led by Adams, and assists was Russ, about 12 a game. It is us and the Denver Nuggets here in round 1. You got a young Jamal Murray at an 82 overall, Gary Harris Barton. You got Paul Millsap. Jokic is a 90 overall. He's not MVP Jokic quite yet, but he is still very, very talented. So I think this is a team that we should beat, hypothetically anyways. We start out the series up 2-1. We win game 4 as well, and then close them out in 5. Now moving on to Rookie of the Year, Luka Doncic. And the rest of the Dallas Mavericks. This was certainly an interesting core that they had around Luka. Nowhere near as talented as where they are today. Luka's fantastic and is already maybe considered a superstar, but we're just a lot better. And we sweep. You know what? I'm not really surprised that we're running into these demons here in in Golden State. I'm actually really surprised that they weren't better than us. I mean, just look at this team on paper. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Kevin Durant against his old team. Good start for us here. We go up 3. Really? What is happening? What is happening? And it is now the team that actually won it all in real life. Okay, so there's a couple different things that could have happened here. One, and maybe the more obvious option, is that whoever created this shared file did not do the DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard trade between the Toronto Raptors and the San Antonio Spurs. Or the second and less likely option is that the Raptors and the Spurs made another trade. I'm going to go with the former. I think that's more logical. So it is not Kawhi. It is the team that did win it all in real life, the Toronto Raptors, and we are 2-2 with them right now. Go down 3-2, force Game 7, and you know what? We'll simcast, because if we do get it done, we'll get a little gameplay. Of course, nothing's guaranteed. We're on our home floor here for Game 7. Not a great start, bouncing back a little bit. Now we're going back and forth here in a Game 7. We have a 10-point lead. Now it's up to 12. I'll see you guys in there. We've outscored the Toronto Raptors 25-15 here in the fourth quarter. Obviously, one of the biggest reasons we have said 12-point lead right now, of course. If you guys have watched me before, you know how absolutely atrocious I am at this game. So I got to kind of hang on and hope that I'm able to, just lock it down and hold it out for the championship. Because this is it. This is Game 7. It's do or die. As much as I do want to see DeMar get a ring eventually, I do not want to have it come at the cost of me. So Russ has got 10, 2, and 7 on the night. Come on, man. I need something here. Come on, Russ. I need you to just be Russell Westbrook. Goes up to the rim, says, "Get the fuck off me, Kyle," and gets his 12th point of the ball game to keep it back to a 12-point lead. All right, I got to focus right now. They got Buddy Hield up one-on-one against DeMar DeRozan. Certainly not my favorite matchup in the world. I wish PG was actually on him, but it looks like Paul George is on Serge Ibaka. I don't know what DeMar DeRozan is doing right now. He doesn't really have time to waste. I thought that was pretty good defense here. Valanciunas goes right back up, bricks it again, gets another rebound, bricks it a third time. Oh my God, and Paul George has 13 points. Who's scoring all of our points? PG, right to the rack. Inside, a little kick over. That's not what... That didn't go well. Okay, I got to focus. 14 on the shot clock. I think 1 or 2 more baskets may put this one completely out of reach. Are you flexing on me down 12 points in the Game 7 of an NBA Finals? There are choices. That's not a good one. Okay, well, I would like to get the ball to Paul George. I think a 3 right now would be very, very nice. Let's just kick it over. Paul George puts it in. Oh my God, baby. What a fucking shot. Extends it to 15, and that might have done it. That might have done it, my friends. We're going to try to play a little on-ball defense here against Mr. Lowry. And DeMar now going to drive to where he does his best work in the mid-range, just putting me to sleep. Just giving me the goddamn work. And I don't know if they're going to play the foul game right now, but I am going to try to hopefully... I want to waste clock, but as I say all the time, I want to waste it with purpose, right? That was not purpose. That was idiot. Okay, I have to be smart. This one is certainly, going our way for the most part right now, but anything can happen, as I'm sure many of you are well aware. I'm not very good. So let's just focus. OG Anunoby pulling up, misses the shot. Ibaka gets the rebound. Mid-range jumper from Lowry is good, and it is back to an 11-point game. Oh boy, we have got to focus here a little bit. I want the ball in Russ's hands. I think this is a good idea. Now let's waste some clock, and then I'm going to call a screen, and then it's probably going to be over if we're able to score right here. So let's wait until about 8 or 7 seconds here. Get it under a minute, and hopefully we get a good screen right now. I wanted it on the right side. That's unfortunate. Back outside. Nope. Buddy Hield for 3. Game over. A Year 1 championship was certainly not expected, but I will certainly... Oh, my God. Wow. Well, that is tragic. I mean, it looks like he was doing, well on the glass and, was obviously dishing the ball out nicely. But, 13.5 points a game for a finals MVP, that has to be the lowest of all time, right? And those shooting splits do not get me excited at all. All right, well, I mean, I'm not going to complain about it. A championship's a championship, especially with 2 years still to go on this rebuild. But, yeah, man, that's, oof. Coach challenge, good. That's fine. Don't care. This is, oh, wait, yes? No, not team record. That's stupid. This is good. And then some logos, some uniforms. All right, draft lottery. I know we don't have our first round pick this year. We actually didn't trade this year's first. We just never actually had our first round pick this year. So that's fine with me. It is going to be owned by the Philadelphia 76ers. You can see it there at number 30. Okay, staff signing, Billy Donovan or whoever that. Oh my God. It is extremely, extremely rare that I will not, retain or hang on to a head coach after winning a championship. But not only is this not actually Billy Donovan, what am I supposed to do with these ratings? You could put me out there. I'd have better ratings than that, right? No. Goodbye. I'm just going to take, my ooh. Well, that certainly excites me. I'll certainly, offer Steve Kerr, who actually doesn't have the greatest ratings. I see Popovich also chilling here. Pretty much no chance he comes. And then I'll make an offer to Mike Stauffer. I just need one of them. And Steve Kerr is going to be the guy. So, he... Did Steve Kerr gain 40 pounds and dye his hair? Why are there no real coaches in the shared file? Oh, my God. All right, well, you know what? We have off-brand Steve Kerr with, at least a little bit better ratings. That's fine. No draft picks for us. Hield and Diallo are both going to be brought back. Again, that team option for Mr. Hield was more why I was comfortable giving up the draft pick to acquire him. And, of course, it doesn't really matter if we won a championship anyways. Can you imagine? Kevin Durant, any interest in coming back here? I didn't think so. We don't have the money for it anyways. I think at this point in time, we're not going to make a ton of changes. We might make some slight upgrades because I think that would be a good overall decision. Might have to make some decisions on our centers, both going to be expiring deals. Same with our power forward. So maybe I move on from one of Grant or Adams. Certainly don't have to, but it's something we could consider. But definitely want to make some improvements to the bench. We're making this deal here with the Boston Celtics. We're going to land ourselves one Mr. Marcus Smart. I love Marcus Smart. You all know this. At this point in time in his career, he's 25 years old, obviously on a relatively team-friendly contract for what he provides. He's not going to give you a ton in the scoring department, but he certainly is one of the best on-ball defenders in the league. Offering Hamidou Diallo, Nemanja Bjelica, and a 2020 second-round pick. Hamidou Diallo was, I believe, expiring after this year. If not, it's not the end of the world. I wasn't super interested in hanging on to him anyways. And we wanted to make upgrades in Marcus Smart, and a draft pick certainly qualifies as that. So that is our new backup shooting guard. I think at this point, I've kind of just decided we'll just let all of the big men, we currently employ on this team go to free agency, because I don't want to make a major change, right? We've just won the championship and we're really, really good. So why force something that isn't really necessary? In terms of a new backup power forward, we're certainly going to look to maybe replace Mr. Patrick Patterson. A guy like Jeff Green, who is 32 years old, but certainly wouldn't hate the idea of bringing in another nice veteran. Oh my God, I can't fucking speak on this team. Welcome to the team, Jeff. I will see you guys at the start of year 2. Vastly different than how the Thunder operated their offseason this year in real life. We decided to run it back. We brought back both Paul George, Russell Westbrook, and for reasons that were very, very different from what the Thunder actually experienced. We won a championship last year. We are keeping the core and the main focus of this team intact. Made a couple upgrades on the bench, and I think we are a serious, serious threat to go back-to-back. Russell Westbrook, Buddy Hield, Paul George, Jeremy Grant, Steven Adams. No changes 1 through 5. Dennis Schroeder will remain my 6th man. We brought in Marcus Smart from the Boston Celtics. Still got TJ Warren here. We brought in Jeff Green in free agency. Nerlens Noel rounding out our 10-man rotation. All under new head coach Steve Kerr, or whoever the hell that is. I'll see you guys in year 2. Russell Westbrook's your MVP here at the end of year 2. We also go 70-12. I mean, everything is coming up Thunder right now, and hopefully it's going to be a second straight championship. But 19.5 points a game, 9.5 boards, 11 assists. Not bad. I can actually live with that. Certainly better than his final stats. Zion Williamson is now a member of the Orlando Magic, as they selected him number 1 overall. Wins your Rookie of the Year. CP3, seems like he goes to Indiana now in these rebuilds. Giannis, your depoy once again. Josh Okogie, most improved. And yeah, Steve Kerr, whoever that is, Coach of the Year. All right, you can tell we're the 1 seed once again. Full standings right here. 8 games up on the Lakers. Did the Warriors retain Kevin Durant? They did not. They instead decided to plug in Thaddeus Young at their 3. Okay, I think every time I hear Thad Young's name, I think of that graphic with like him and like 4 of the best players in NBA history. I forget what the exact stat is, but it's like him, Michael Jordan, LeBron, Larry Bird, somebody else is in there. It's insane. All right, here are the numbers. It was Paul George, Russell Westbrook, Buddy Hield, Grant, Schroeder, Adams, Warren, Smart, Green, and Noel. Rebounds led by Russ, and assists, you guessed it, also Mr. Westbrook. Okay, Utah Jazz. Donovan Mitchell up to a 90 overall in just his 3rd season. You can ignore this. 3rd season in the league, so he's playing very, very well. And we're just a lot better than them, I think. I don't really think it's going to be too challenging, as it is not. We sweep them. All right, Devin Booker. Ooh, that's what we refer to as foreshadowing in the business, my friends. Kevin Durant is a Phoenix Sun, a little bit earlier than he, of course, ended up one in real life. You got Scary Terry here, Rudy Gay, DeAndre Ayton. I think that was Josh Jackson or somebody impersonating Josh Jackson. It is fun to play Kevin Durant. We beat him last year when he was with the Warriors. We are hopefully going to beat him this year when he is with the Suns. It is now us and the Lakers here in the Western Conference Finals. They have added James Harden, still got LeBron, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo, Kuzma, JaVale. Okay, well, no Anthony Davis. That trade, of course, hadn't happened, and we're just getting the shit kicked out of us. We lose the first 3 games and then end up getting bounced in 5. And yeah, man, I guess the Lakers were just too good. I signed James Harden in my Clippers rebuild the other day, and it worked out well. The Lakers did it in today's video. Also worked out well. All right, it is time for our final offseason. Of course, we have some, I guess that's the plan. I guess we have some things to decide, right? We have a bunch of different free agents, especially in our front court, and we have to decide if we want to run this thing completely back. So that's something we'll figure out. Staff signing, I'm still good with Steve Kerr. And as we head up to the draft, do we have our own first-round pick? We do. I'll actually select somebody. I'm not saying it's going to be a superstar or anybody like that. Peyton Pritchard, the half-court fucking GOAT, baby. Why not? All right, welcome to the team, Fast P. And I'm not really sure what the plan is right now, right? I mean, we have to decide if we want to bring back. I mean, we're going to obviously bring them back. It's just whether or not I actually keep everybody here is the real question. And oh, my God. On top of that, Buddy Hield, also a restricted free agent. All right, Jeremy Grant is getting 3 years, $48 million. I should be able to do this in my head, but I am lazy and I had a long day of work, so I'm going to bust out the calculator. It's about $16 million annually. All right, we're just going to give him about 17. We'll give him 18 in case we want to match him up with a bigger contract. He also is restricted. Does appear to be a little pissed, though. And then Buddy Hield, I'd like to retain, so we'll offer him about $13 million annually, and then Steven Adams, get him back as well. Okay, I am not going to renounce Noel. I'm not going to renounce Warren. Everybody else is free to go. Let's go ahead and see what Warren and Noel want. Not crazy money, so we'll bring them back. And then now, I know it's not necessarily realistic. Call it a sign and trade. Call it whatever you want to make yourself happy. We're going to try to make maybe one upgrade. We're currently hitting up the New Orleans Pelicans and seeing if they'd maybe trade me Julius Randle. He'd be a nice upgrade here over Jeremy Grant. Ultimately, there's nothing wrong with Jeremy Grant. We're just deciding to maybe make an upgrade. I also don't like running the same guys back the entire time in the video just because I won a championship in year one. That's never fun. So let's see what we can do here. I have a couple draft picks I would certainly maybe be willing to throw in to a potential deal. Oh my God, it looks like it's going to take potentially all of them. Holy shit, this is disgusting. I could also throw in Green, yeah, just because he's at the age where we're going to see some serious regression. So that's actually fine. Our bench is still relatively young. We might have to sacrifice a little bit here at the back. Oh my God, these are not great options. Oh, baby. Okay, well, now, well, Batum actually could play the backup four. That's not my favorite option, but it's what we're going to have to deal with. He's going to get, please don't go down a ton of overall. Oh my God. What does Warren do? Warren only goes down one. That's fine. All right, I will see you guys at the start of the third and final regular season. Last year, we had a fantastic regular season. We won 70 games. Russ won another MVP, but unfortunately, we came up short in the playoffs to the Los Angeles Lakers. We got our asses kicked in the Western Conference Finals. This offseason, we decided needed one more upgrade. That came at the addition of Julius Randle, and we are now hopefully ready to go here for our final regular season. It's Russell Westbrook, Buddy Hield, Paul George, Julius Randle, Steven Adams. Bench unit will still be led by Dennis Schroeder, Marcus Smart, Nerlens Noel, TJ Warren, and Nicholas Batum. It's strange, and I don't love doing this, but I am giving the bench a few less minutes just because, again, feels like we have a lot more star power in the starting five, and of course, that is how it works, but feels like the starters need the most minutes possible. So that's how we're doing it. I'll see you guys at the end of the final regular season. We surpassed our 70-win season last year by one win. This time around going 71-11, and hopefully it is enough to win another championship. Giannis gets the MVP. Anthony Edwards is in New York. He's your Rookie of the Year. Nikola Vucevic, Sixth Man of the Year in Orlando. Giannis, another DPOY. Jakob Poeltl, Most Improved. And old boy Steve there is your Coach of the Year. All right. It is time for the playoffs. We were only 8 games up in the Lakers. They were obviously the team that dethroned us last year. Here's a look at the Toronto Raptors, who are certainly pretty talented themselves. So let's get into these stats real quick. How did everybody play? PG, Russ, Randle, all 20-plus points in game. Hield, Schroeder, Adams, Smart, Warren, Batum, and Noel. Led in boards by Randle, and assists was Russ. Us and the Pelicans here. Our old friend Jeremy Grant next to Anthony Davis now. Drew Holiday. I mean, they're fine. They just don't move me enough. Anthony Davis is incredible. Drew Holiday's solid, but yeah. Luka's up to a 91. Unfortunately, the surrounding core next to him is completely tragically bad, and we end up sweeping them. Now, the 6-seed Portland Trailblazers, we somehow completely avoid the Lakers as they lost in round 1 to the 7-seed Warriors, and now we're going to be going back to the finals. This time it is us and the Atlanta Hawks, who have added Kawhi Leonard. They got Domantas Sabonis and Trae Young here as well. I got to be kind of careful just because that team actually looks pretty decent. I think we are better, but up 3-1, close them out in 5. Russell Westbrook this time around, little bit better numbers in the finals. Shooting splits are obviously much better. The numbers in terms of points, rebounds, and assists are all very solid. Okay, that is it. Obviously not the most challenging rebuild on the planet. This one was fun. Of course, 2 seasons together, Russ and Paul George had a lot of fun moments. Never ended up, really accomplishing much in terms of, playoff success, but they were a fun duo for a while, and obviously at relatively different stages of their career right now. It's kind of crazy seeing how different guys kind of age. Russell Westbrook is obviously, I hate to say it, but it's the truth, has kind of significantly fallen off and has unfortunately not really been even close to the player he was, really since he joined the Lakers, then obviously was traded and then was traded again, and you get the point. Whereas Paul George just signed a 4-year max or 5, whatever the hell it was, with the Los Angeles Lakers, with the Philadelphia 76ers, and is still playing really good basketball. So crazy how different things end up happening and kind of going about it. It sucks we only got this duo together for 2 years, but they were fun 2 years, man. I remember them like they were yesterday. I really do. So this one was fun. Of course, as always, let me know any of the video ideas down below in the comment section. I've been really enjoying the historic throwback rebuilds. Just because we've done 2 2019 rebuilds and past 3 days doesn't mean we're only going to do these. I can certainly go back to other years as well. So let me know what it is you guys want to see. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.